This is a Nervous Chuckles production. Hey!
I'm reviewing here!
Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Really great way to start an episode, me yawning. If anyone is new and listening for the first time, I'm not always this tired. I do apologize. Okay? God, what's with all these, things that, you have to act a certain way when you host a podcast? It's your goddamn podcast. You do whatever the hell you want with it. Also, doing a podcast, you guys, it costs money. You do know that. It's not just a free thing that you can do. Oh, geez, I'm not actually mad. I'm sorry. If you're new, I'm giving you a virtual hug right now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of a podcast where I, Matthew Bussey, watch and review Science Sound's top greatest movies of all time. That was really new. I just covered my mouth when I yelled it. I was going to, scream it, yell it. I've been thinking about that all day. Maybe in today's episode when I record, I'll scream it. But as you can probably hear, my sinuses are on fire right now, and there is more stuff coming out of my nose than is humanly possible. Say no more. So I don't want to hurt my brain, hurt my throat, hurt my body, because I don't think a lot of the times about how to take care of my body. If I pull a muscle, I will go out and dance, and then I'll wake up and be in severe pain and be like, why am I in pain? Oh, right. Oops. So that's the story of my life. Anyway, I hope that you're all doing really, really well. If you are new, what is sight and sound? Well, sight means that you can see, and sound means that you can hear. So just put those two together, and you'll figure out what this is all about. And there's movies are involved somehow. I'm just kidding. I'm screwing with you. Today's movie. Damn. Wow. Okay. This is a movie that's going to break your heart, but in a lot of good ways. This is a very humane film. This is a movie by one of the greatest directors of all time, whose films I have... Film? I think it's just one movie I've reviewed of his. Oh my god, I can't remember. This is episode 90, I think. I don't even know. But anyway, really prolific director, R.I.P. This is a movie about living. It's a movie about mortality. It's a movie about, I guess you could say bucket list. Sort of. It's not though. That's kind of what I loved about this movie so much. You expect it to be one thing, and it ends up being something entirely different and very, very, sad, but kind of understandably sad. This is a very honest depiction of, or not depiction, it's a very honest movie about, the human condition and about people in general. This movie is called, it's Japanese, IKIRU. 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 Take a listen.
人間が死の予告を受けたとしたら、その人は残された時間をどのように生きてゆくだろう。そしてその人の心に一かけらの美しい思い出も一筋の愛の光も差さないとしたら、これは死と対決したある孤独な心の記録である。
ところが死ねません。人思いに死んでやれ。そう思ってもとても死ねない。
凍えた心がさまよって歩く。何かを求めて。しかし、このままでは私は死ねない。
こんなもんでも作ってると楽しいわよ。ねえ、課長さんもなんか作ってみたら？
もう遅い。
Okay, I know that was a long trailer, and you're probably like, well, I don't speak Japanese. Why the hell would you do that? I don't know, because I'm a sadist. No, yes, long trailer, but so beautifully done. And if you go watch the trailer, and obviously go watch this movie, because spoiler alert, I really, really, really loved this movie. IKIRU, oh my god. So first of all, IKIRU, that means to live. In Japanese, and it is a movie, like I said, very much about living, and it is a movie also about dying. Live and die. It's life. Human life. That's what happens. You live and then you die, and then some people believe that you're reincarnated. I like to believe that, and I do often wonder, what would I like to be reincarnated as? Probably human. So, to live. Yes, this movie came out in 1952. It's black and white. It is co-written and directed by Akira Kurosawa. Yes, I've spoken about this man many times before. He directed the movie Ran, R-A-N, very different movie from this. That movie came out in the 80s. It's a war movie. It's super long. It's a samurai set retelling of King Lear, Shakespeare's King Lear. Yes, IKIRU kind of surprised me because Kurosawa was kind of mostly famous for making big action, epic films. You know, a lot of samurai, a lot of revenge, thrillers and stuff. And IKIRU is not like that whatsoever, and that is what I loved about it. Now, I love action movies too, but I've said this before. I love when directors can do something different and nail it so amazingly. So, yeah, IKIRU overall is just a drama. This movie was co-written by Kurosawa, Shinobu Hashimoto, and Hideo Ogunu, sorry. Yes. This is a movie, pretty much, I'll obviously get into the plot, but this is a movie about a very old man, a very lonely old man who really does not have a family. His son is, someone beeped at me in my direction. His son basically is just kind of a loser, coward, who just doesn't really see his father's pain, is not there for him. The people at his job make fun of him. They call him the mummy just because he has all these stacks of paper and folders on his desk. And he finds out that he's dying. He finds out that he has cancer. Now, you may be thinking, well, is this kind of one of those like inspirational films about somebody who figures out or understands that they're dying and then decides to kind of live their life to the fullest and makes a bucket list and, experiments and does all this new stuff? That's what I was thinking as soon as I read the synopsis for this film. In my head, I immediately went, oh, it's going to become that movie. It's going to be one of those, heartfelt, poignant films, where the character's like putting his arm around your shoulder and it's like, oh, see, look at what I can do. I'm going to do all this before I die. It is kind of like that. It is a little bit like that, but at the same time, it's a very uncompromising film. And that's what I think is the biggest strength of the film. When I get into the plot, I'm going to talk about moments that kind of threw me for a curve because, am I saying that word right? Direction. Did I just say, am I saying that direction right? I think throw, curve, I'm thinking of like baseball. I used to play baseball. Say no more. Why the hell did I just say that? A really bad, painful memory came up of when this asshole pitcher hit me in the goddamn ankle with a baseball and I ran off screaming. And my coach was just like, oh, I'll leave him. Anyway, so annoying. IKIRU. Okay. Beautiful film. I think overall, I love this movie for its beauty. I loved it for how unbelievably moving it is and how unbelievably timely and really honest and realistic it is. A lot of critics and even a lot of actors, there are actors like Bill Hader and Patton Oswalt who I found interviews of them talking about how much they love this movie. People know Kurosawa, people who you don't really think are movie buffs per se. I'm not saying I don't think Oswalt and Hader are not movie buffs, of course, but a lot of people have said that this movie is so incredible because it really does make you stop for a second and re-examine your life and what you want to change in your life. Hopefully you're not dying, because that's the whole point of this movie. But even if you're not dying, it's a movie that really makes you go like, yeah, you know what? Stop. Pause. I'm going to stop everything I'm doing. I'm going to make a journal. I'm going to get a Word document out if you're like me because you cannot write properly. I'm going to make a list of what I want to change in my life. Boom. And you do it. It's like a New Year's resolution kind of thing. So that, I think, is what this movie, that's the power of this film. So, okay, let's get into it.
Plot synopsis.
So the original actor in this film, he is played by an actor named original character. Wow, I fucked that up. Why am I saying original? The main character in this film, he's played by an actor named Takashi Shimura, and he will crush you in this film. He was in a lot of other Kurosawa films. He was in Rashomon. He was in Seven Samurai. I've not seen those movies, but you bet your ass I'm gonna soon. He also was in the original first Godzilla movie, which came out in 1954. Holy... What's shit in Japanese? I don't know. Yeah, he's great in this film. Anyway, he plays Kanji Watanabe. Watanabe has worked in the same monotonous bureaucratic position for 30 years, and he is near his retirement. His wife is dead, and his son Mitsuo and daughter-in-law, who live with him, oh, she's awful in this, seem to care mainly about Watanabe's pension and their future inheritance. Mitsuo and his wife... It's like I said before, I don't think his son is a bad guy, but his daughter is so controlling and manipulative and is basically telling her husband, yeah, your father's like a loser. We're going to get his money soon. He's going to be out of here soon. And the son is literally just like, yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, he's an idiot. At work, Watanabe is a party to constant bureaucratic inaction. What does that mean? Who wrote this? Wikipedia, what does that mean? Okay, basically, long story short, he's very antisocial. He's a loner. He doesn't talk to anybody. In one case, a group of parents seemingly endlessly are referred to one department after another when they want a cesspool cleared and replaced by a playground. So he kind of works for like a Parks and Rec organization. After learning he has stomach cancer and less than a year to live, Watanabe attempts to come to terms with his impending death. He plans to tell his son about the cancer, but decides against it when his son does not pay attention to him. He then tries to find escape in the pleasures of Tokyo's nightlife, guided by an eccentric novelist whom he has just met. In a nightclub, Watanabe requests a song from the piano player and sings Gondola no Uta. Uta, I think is how you say it. It was actually a very popular ballad in Japan. It was written in 1915, I think. And this moment is so gutting. He sings it and he is so sad and everyone looks at him. And the lyrics, I forget what they are, but I feel like they're basically like, we only live once and then it's over. And, yeah, the end. It's one of those like depressing yet oddly beautiful songs. So Watanabe's singing, he's like very drunk, and his singing greatly affects those watching him. After one night submerged in the nightlife, he realizes this is not the solution. So he tried to get drunk and happy and have a good time and party, but he just still can't feel it. He can't find it. And I feel like anyone, God forbid, if like they were to get hear something like that from their doctor, I don't think going out and partying is going to help. Alcohol is a depressant, but anyway. The following day, Watanabe encounters Toyo, a young female subordinate who needs his signature on her resignation. He takes comfort in observing her joyous, and of course somebody had to message me right when I was talking. He takes comfort in observing her joyous love of life and enthusiasm, and he tries to spend as much time as possible with her. She eventually becomes suspicious of his intentions and grows wary of him. After persuading her to join him for the last time, he becomes open and asks for the secret to her love of life. She says that she does not know, but that she found happiness in her new job making toys, which makes her feel as if she's playing with all the children of Japan. Inspired by her, Watanabe realizes that it's not too late for him to do something significant. Pause. When I was watching this, I did get creeped out because I was like, Toyo is so much freaking younger. Is this like turning into like a Woody Allen movie and he's going to like try and they're going to have like this really twisted, consensual, yes, but also like way too far apart in age relationship? No, in fact, Watanabe is not attracted to her sexually, romantically. No, he's attracted to her zest for life. He is attracted to her vivacious personality. This is someone who is so young and full of life and has a long life to live, and Watanabe literally didn't have that, pretty much. It's obviously evident that he did not have that, and now he's old and he's about to die. So no, there's no romance at all. It's not a creepy thing. It really is him just so attracted to her energy. It's that. So really, really interesting. This is where I say the movie blew me away, because that is a relationship I did not expect to go that way. You know, I thought that would go the predictable way of all. Like, they're going to kind of form like a little cute relationship, or it's going to be like a father-daughter relationship. It's not really. No, she's not really, she's smart in this, but I think she also is not attracted to him. You know, there's none of that. He's just a very nice guy. Okay, anyway. He sees what she's doing and he says, okay, you know, I want to do something really different now. So like Toyo, he wants to make something, but is unsure what he can do with the city bureaucracy until he remembers the lobbying for a playground. He surprises everyone by returning to work after a long absence, and he begins pushing for a playground despite concerns that he is intruding on the jurisdiction of other departments. So he just wants to make a playground. This, what I'm about to say next, surprised me so freaking much. Watanabe dies. You don't see it, he just dies. You see people talk about it in the next scene, and it's like, what, huh? And I had to rewind. I was like, did I miss a part of what? He dies. At his wake, his former co-workers gather after the opening of the playground to figure out what caused such a dramatic change in his behavior. His transformation from listless bureaucrat to passionate advocate puzzles them. As the co-workers drink, they slowly realize that Watanabe must have known he was dying, even when his son denies this truth, as he was unaware of his father's condition. They also hear from a witness that, in the last few moments in Watanabe's life, he sat on the swing at the park he built. As the snow fell, he sang Gondola no Uta. I really hope I'm saying that right. The same song he was singing drunkenly at the bar. Except in this scene, it's the opposite. He's not really sad. He's smirking a little bit, and it's like tears of joy are kind of slowly going down his face. Oh, it's such an amazing shot. Cinematography, kudos to Asakazu Nakai. So these business guys I worked with, and they also hear, the bureaucrats vow to live their lives with the same dedication and passion as he did. But back at work, they lack the courage of their newfound convictions. So, again, this is where the movie goes a different direction, because you expect it to end with them all going, yes, we all want to be like Watanabe, and we want to live our lives better, and we're going to do it. And then it cuts to the next shot of them at work, and they're not changing at all. They're not changing themselves at all. They're all back to their same, like, pompous, just, materialistic selves. And then the movie ends. The end. So I watched this on the Criterion channel, and Bill Hader, I should have written this down. Bill Hader, they had a little bonus video that you could watch, and Hader talks about why he loved this movie so much, and in particular, he talks about that ending, because it is a bit of a WTF ending. It's not really a happy ending, But that's what I loved about it, because, look, we're all human. We all know people. This happens a lot. People say things that they mean in the moment, and then it cuts to like a week or two later, and they're not following through with what they've said. It happens all the time when people say that they will change and they don't. All the time. It's happened to me a million times. Literally. It's not like a guilty thing, but we're human. That is what I think is so powerful about IKIRU, is the character Watanabe, but in particular Kurosawa. really tap into that side of the human condition that we don't really want to talk about. You know, we deny it. We always say, oh, we can change. Oh, we can't. We can't all the time, you know? People don't always change. And that's why Watanabe is such a, you know, inspiring character in this film, because he's like the only person in this film who has the balls to really go ahead and say, I'm going to improve my life. And it's a shame that, you know, he has this diagnosis that is kind of like the catalyst for him changing his life, but he does it and nothing can stop him. And that is brave. That shows bravery and courage. So yeah. And, you know, at the same time, like IKIRU, it's a sad movie, but it's not a devastating film. I don't know if unless you're really, what is it? Lightweight? No. Like when you cry easily. Emotional? No, that's not the right word. What am I thinking of? I forget. If you're prone to crying, let's say that. You may cry at Akira because, yes, he's really adorable in this film. And, you know, he's a cute little old man and you just want him to live. But it's not a devastating film, really. It's a film that is very moving, but at the same time, very kind of, I don't know how to say this because it's totally oxymoronic, but pleasingly pessimistic. Like, it is a bit of a pessimistic look at life, but it's also a very honest look at life, and it's a very beautiful look at life, you know? It shows you that, you know, everybody now and again, we really need to stop what we're doing, stop thinking that we need to fit in with other people, and we have to just take that leap and do what we want to do because it will save us. And you don't need to be dying to do this, you know? You can do this any time of the day. I think that's why this movie really hit me emotionally, because, you know, like I started off, I'm having a great year. I did not have a good 2023. 2024, you know why it's a good year? Because from January 1st, all throughout January 31st, why am I screwing this up? January 1st, I made a list of, it wasn't even a list. I just wrote a Word document. In a Word document, I wrote everything I want to change about myself. And I also just wrote, I got out all these feelings, all this anger, and I just wrote it out. I was like in a Starbucks doing all this, and I did it. And, you know, eventually in this Word document, I said, I'm not going to act like this anymore. You know, I'm not going to be angry anymore. If things piss me off, if these people or these things annoy me, okay, that's annoying. But you know what? I'm going to move forward and I'm going to change my life. Just like Watanabe. And you know what? It's working pretty well. And I've been having I'm recording this pretty early, a few weeks before this comes out, so hopefully nothing tragic happened, but you know what I mean. It's been a great year so far. BTS Secrets and Scandals! Not a lot here. This movie was made with no flaws, no drama, nothing. Well, I don't know. There's drama everywhere, guys. And everywhere there is drama. Every film. Somehow, most of the time. Okay, one aspect of this film's narrative that has puzzled many Western viewers, I didn't even know this, is the question of why the doctors of the film, of the film's protagonist, the civil servant Watanabe, decide not to inform him that he is suffering from terminal cancer, though he has inadvertently discovered the truth and has let his doctors know that he knows. I'm very hungry right now. It's almost dinner time. That's why I'm slurring. But in the audio commentary of the film on the Criterion Home Video release, Akira Kurosawa scholar Stephen Prince reveals that this decision reflects Japanese medical practice of the time. In the early 1950s, a diagnosis of stomach cancer was regarded as a virtual death sentence, and it was feared that to reveal the truth to the patient would only aggravate the disease. Oh. As late as the 1980s, Prince states, Japanese medical journals were still debating the wisdom of this practice of medical non-disclosure. So, a Japanese audience would not have found the doctor's behavior odd or even unusual. Did not even notice that, but I maybe I should have noticed that. I don't know. I think, you know, I was so, if there were any inconsistencies or anything that was, you know, was meant to, be suspension. I always say suspension beyond belief. Like if something is obviously fake in a film, but it's a good movie, you just have, I always say, well, suspension of disbelief, suspend your disbelief, you know? That doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? If something doesn't make sense, you just go, whatever, it's just a movie, whatever. That's what I'm trying to say. Did not even notice that though. And you know, it's like, doctors, this is why I could never be a doctor. If you had to tell a patient, oh, you're dying, by the way, you have a month to live. How do you sleep at night? I don't know how you guys do that. It's insane. But yeah, that's a true story, though. In Japanese medical practice, they did not really used to tell them that because they thought that it would exacerbate the disease. So IKIRU is said to be Steven Spielberg's favorite film, and an American remake was announced in 2003 by his company DreamWorks, which would have starred Tom Hanks, been written by Richard Price, and directed by Jim Sheridan. Jim Sheridan did My Left Foot, I think. And Tom Hanks, he's a little actor, you may know him. This would have been perfect, because this has Steven Spielberg, like, all over it. He always is so good at making, these human dramas. The movie, however, was never produced. However, an English-language remake, Living, which came out in 2022, did end up getting made, but it was a separate British production. Have not seen it. Bill Nye is in it, and he got an Oscar nomination for Best Actor. And haven't seen it. It's on Stars, I think, and I don't get Stars. Ugh. The best moment. Oh man, well, definitely the scene of Watanabe singing on the swings at the end in the snow. Because you just see the look on his face, and it's literally him going, it's like his face is just saying, I'm at peace now. You know, I built this playground. I lived life before my demise, and, you know, I feel good. Oh, it's great. It's great. Shut up! Oh, these motorcycles. God, this is like the 50th one that went by. Sorry. Rage.
Mais est-ce que je suis d'accord avec les critiques de ce film?
What did the critics think? Well, surprise, surprise, they love this movie. David Parkinson of Empire Magazine called the movie meticulously constructed, beautifully played, and poignant. Amen, amen, amen. Agree, agree, agree. I almost just kissed my lips, but that would have been weird. Okay, I was going to be like, mwah, but that's weird. I don't mean... that makes no sense. Okay, Ty Burr of Boston Globe said, there has never been a smarter, more compassionate film about imminent death. Yeah. James Bornelli of Real Views said, the movie is a thoughtful existential meditation about the meaning of life and what constitutes a life well lived. IKIRU is almost guaranteed to prod the viewer to examine his or her own own mortality and ponder how, in the end, the scales will tip. Yeah, it's like I said, this is a movie about looking back at your life, looking at how to make your life better. We all need that. Even the people that say that they're happy, no, you can change your life. You can make it even better. Desson Thompson of Washington Post said, take a look at this film. At the very least, it'll prompt you to assess your balance of work and life, and you may find yourself putting in for a little vacation time. I can't talk about my job right now, but yeah, I do agree. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times loved the movie. He said, I think this is one of the few movies that might actually be able to inspire someone to lead their life a little differently. Yes, it will. Timeless movie, honestly. I'm trying to think of like another movie about you find out that you're dying and you're going to, change your life at the last minute, but I can't think of one. There was this really bad Angelina Jolie movie called Life or something like it, I think, with Ed Burns, where kind of similar, but it did really bad, and it has like a 19% of Rotten Tomatoes, and this is a lot better.
Is it really one of the best movies of all time?
Oh my god, hell yeah. Powerful, beautiful, moving, beautiful. I know, I repeat words ad nauseum on this podcast, but yes, oh my god. And this is my favorite Kurosawa film that I've seen so far. I mean, Ran was badass, but this one, I did not understand Ran. I guess that's why, the plot, there were just too many characters in it. It's Shakespeare. I don't always, do you really think I paid attention in high school? That's actually not true. I love Shakespeare. I didn't pay attention to a lot of other things in high school, like how to be, not an idiot. But anyway, yeah, IKIRU, wow. I think it's one of the best Kurosawa films that I've seen. I just said that. I'm repeating it again. And I'm also going to repeat and urge you all to go see this movie. Get the Criterion Channel. Go see it. Go see Ran. Go see other Kurosawa films. This man was just a true auteur. And wow, he made so many classics. And we all should watch them and learn Japanese too, because Japanese is such a badass language, and I really do want to learn it. I want to learn Mandarin too, but dude, I can't. I mentioned writing earlier. Can you see me writing Mandarin symbols, or is it Chinese symbols? I don't know. Asian symbols, or you know what I mean. Those symbols, I cannot do that. Okay, spoken too much. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. What am I reviewing next? This may be a good thing. I've been thinking about saying what I'm reviewing next so that you can watch it if you want to before the next episode, because I know that I give spoilers. But the next movie I'm going to review is Out of the Past. Really, no spoilers. Out of the Past. Really. That's period. Really. Go check it out. In the meantime, get your ass off the couch and, first, I don't know if you can see Out of the Past anywhere, so watch that at home. But then get your ass off the couch and go to the goddamn movies, okay? I don't care if you have a headache and you don't want to go see something. Take Advil, okay? If you're out of Advil, get Advil on the way and sneak it into the theater, okay? Do you know how many times I've snuck stuff into the theater? Nothing illegal, but stuff. Everybody does it. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you know what I mean. This is a medical emergency, though, so you can do it. It's okay. If the theater staff finds you doing that, taking an Advil, you will be okay. Just go do it. Go to the movies. Okay, bye, everybody. Oh, you made it. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of I'm Reviewing Here. New episodes drop Tuesdays and Fridays. You can get this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at I'm Reviewing Here. You can also subscribe on YouTube. New episodes drop there the same day they drop on the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Please leave a review if you'd like. Be mean, be nice, hit on me. I don't really care. Candor really, really is important to me, and, it helps the podcast, too. So I really hope you enjoyed it. This podcast is brought to you especially by Nervous Chuckles. That is my fake production company, because I make people nervously chuckle all the time, because they never know if I'm telling a joke or not, so they're always like, do I laugh? Do I not laugh? Is he serious? Is he insane? Did he get out of the loony? What's going on? So if I made you nervously chuckle, then that means that I did my job, and thank you. There is no funding for this podcast, but if you want to give me money, then, hit me up. DM me. Bye-bye.